You've got one rabbit who seems a bit bored, or you've just brought home a second bun and now you're staring at two animals who clearly do not love each other yet. You're wondering how on earth two rabbits become a happy pair in a small flat. Bonding is the thing Singapore owners ask about most after diet, and it's also the one most likely to go wrong if you rush it. So let's walk through the whole process calmly, the way it actually plays out in an HDB home. Nothing here replaces a rabbit-savvy vet, and if a rabbit gets hurt or stops eating during this, that's a vet call, not a wait and see. So first, why bother bonding at all? Rabbits are deeply social. A solo bun can live a full happy life with you, but a bonded pair grooms each other, plays together, and copes far better with the long hours you're out of the house. That said, a pair isn't free. Two rabbits cost roughly twice as much across food, vet visits, and grooming, and not every rabbit even wants a partner. Some are perfectly content ruling the flat alone, and that's okay too. It's worth being clear-eyed about the downside as well. A bond that fails badly can end in injuries serious enough to need a vet. So this isn't a casual experiment. It's a project you commit to and do properly, or you wait until you can. The other thing to weigh is your existing rabbit's happiness. A second bun should add to your home, not turn it upside down. Rabbits love routine, so the well-being of the rabbit already living with you matters just as much as the bond itself. Now the single most important groundwork step. Both rabbits need to be neutered or spayed before you even think about introductions. An unfixed rabbit is running on hormones, and bonding one is unreliable at best and genuinely dangerous at worst. Beacons, and it's not just the surgery. You want to give it around 4 to 6 weeks after the spay or neuter for those hormones to actually settle down. Starting too soon is one of the most common reasons a bond falls apart early. The other prerequisite is honestly just you. Budget your own time and patience. Real bonds take weeks to months, not an afternoon. So go in expecting 4 to 8 weeks of slow stage sessions, sometimes longer. It also helps to know your pairing. A fixed male with a fixed female is the easiest and most reliable match. Two females works but comes with more early posturing, and two males is the hardest, with more setbacks along the way. Baby pairs are a trap worth mentioning. Two adorable babies might seem bonded, then hit puberty around 4 to 6 months. Hormones rise, and the whole thing breaks apart. Fixed status matters far more than matching their ages. Here's the idea that everything else hangs on. Neutral territory. Bonding has to happen somewhere that neither rabbit thinks of as theirs, with none of their own scent, food, or daily routine attached to it. In a typical HDB flat, that's harder than it sounds, but it's doable. The bathroom is the classic choice once you've cleared out the mats and clutter. A corner of the kitchen they never enter, or a freshly rearranged bedroom can work too. What does not count as neutral is just as important. The living room, where one rabbit already roams, isn't neutral. The familiar flat they explore every single day isn't neutral. Anywhere that already smells of either bun gives that rabbit home ground advantage. If your flat genuinely has no neutral space, get creative. A friend or relative's place for the first session or two works well. Some owners use a wide common corridor, though do check your building rules before you set up out there. A cleared bathroom is honestly the unsung hero of HDB bonding. It's small, so the rabbits can't bolt and hide. The floor is easy to wipe down between sessions, and neither bun usually has any scent claim on it. A roomy playpen set up fresh does a similar job. Let's sink into the actual stages. Think of it as a slow climb, not a single meeting. The first week is all about side-by-side living, with the two rabbits in separate enclosures placed near each other. Leave a small gap between the two setups so they can see and smell each other but not actually touch. Every couple of days, swap a bit of bedding or a litter tray between them so each rabbit gets used to the other's scent. Watch the bars during that first week. Mild curiosity is exactly what you want. Some lunging or biting at the bars tells you to slow down, but a little nosiness through the gap is a good early sign. Tansigurtin ibitielf. These are short supervised sessions in that neutral space, both rabbits loose together, and we're talking just 5 to 10 minutes to begin with. Do not expect instant love. Expect posturing, some mounting, and a bit of light scuffling as they sort each other out. That's normal bonding behavior, not a disaster, and your job is mostly to stay calm and watch closely. Try to end every single date on a good note, even if you have to cut it short. If they share a bit of hay or just sit quietly near each other, stop there. You want each rabbit's last memory of the other to be a calm, pleasant one. Few small things make these sessions go smoother. Sit down on the floor at their level so you can scoop or block without looming over them, and have a towel or a small piece of cardboard within reach to part them safely if you need to. This is the part that trips owners up, so let's read the signs properly. The good signs are lying down near each other, eating hay side by side, and any grooming, especially little licks around the head and ears. The bad signs are different in kind, not just degree. Real fighting means one rabbit pinned and unable to escape, blood drawn from a bite, or actual chunks of fur on the floor. That's your cue to step in. So how do you tell mounting apart from fighting? Because they look alarming. In fixed rabbits, mounting is almost never about sex. It's a dominance signal, the rabbits working out who's in charge, and most episodes pass in seconds. Let the mounting play out unless the rabbit underneath is genuinely being bitten, can't get away, or is being mounted at the wrong end near the face, which can lead to ear bites. Otherwise, dominance sorting is a normal part of the process. Let's talk about the stress bonding stuff you'll read online, because it gets misunderstood. The idea is that a mild shared stress, like a short car ride together, nudges two rabbits to comfort each other. There's a grain of truth to it, but please be gentle with it. This is not about frightening your rabbits into a bond. A calm car trip in one carrier or a vacuum humming in the next room is the ceiling. Anything that actually terrifies them does more harm than good. Now, what if they do fight? First thing, separate them straight away and protect your own hands while you do it, because a worked up rabbit can bite hard without meaning to. Each bun goes back to its own space to cool off, then check them both over carefully for bites and scratches. Any wound that's broken the skin is a reason to see a rabbit-savvy vet, since rabbit bite wounds can turn nasty if they're left. Don't tough it out at home. And here's the reassuring part. A setback is not a failure. Plenty of bonds need to back up a week or two and restart at a slower pace. One bad session doesn't mean these two will never get along. Let's be honest about the timeline, because impatience is the #1 bonding mistake. Yes, you'll hear stories of rabbits bonded in a weekend. Those are the exceptions people remember, not the norm you should plan around. Plan for 4 to 8 weeks of consistent little sessions and treat anything faster as a happy surprise. As the dates go well, you slowly stretch them out from 10 minutes to half an hour to an hour and beyond. Once those longer dates are calm and friendly, you move towards shared territory. Give them full days together in neutral space, swap the hides and furniture around so nothing carries a single rabbit's scent claim, and keep watching. So what does a genuinely bonded pair actually look like? They sleep pressed against each other, they eat together without tensions, and they groom each other regularly, taking turns, not just one rabbit doing all the work. When you're seeing that consistently, day after day, you can move them into their shared permanent home. That consistency is the real test. A few good minutes early on means very little compared to weeks of steady calm. Even after the move, stay watchful for the first couple of weeks. Keep 2 separate litter boxes for the first month or so, even though they're bonded, because it quietly reduces little territorial flare-ups while they settle in. A bonded pair is a relationship you keep tending, not a box you tick once. Give them plenty of space to share, enough food and water stations to go around, and the odd treat eaten together. Small daily kindnesses keep a good bond steady for years, and bonds can wobble later in life too, so it's worth knowing why. Illness in one rabbit, a hormonal shift, a house move, new noise, or a big change in routine can all put pressure on a pair that seemed rock solid. The Singapore heat deserves its own mention here. A hot, stuffy flat makes everything tenser, rabbits included. Good airflow, fans, and keeping their space cool isn't a bonding trick exactly, but a comfortable rabbit is a calmer, more bondable rabbit. If a settled pair suddenly starts fighting, treat it seriously and don't brush it off as a squabble. Separate them, get both checked by a vet to rule out illness or pain, and only think about rebonding once you've found and fixed the cause. One thing not to do when a pair is fighting: don't rush out and get a third rabbit hoping to fix it. That just stacks a harder problem on top of a failing one. Sort the original two out first, always. Let's bring it all together. Neuter both and wait for the hormones to settle. Find truly neutral ground. Run short supervised dates, read the signs honestly, and let mounting sort the pecking order out. Go slow, expect setbacks, and measure success in weeks of calm togetherness, not in one lucky session. Keep separate litter boxes early on. Keep the flat cool, and take any real fight or any rabbit that stops eating straight to a vet. If this helped, head to Singapore Rabbit. Come, where there's a free weekly digest of practical rabbit care and a directory of rabbit-savvy vets across Singapore for when you need a hand. Bonding is slow, but a real pair is worth every patient week. That's it from one bunny household to another. Subscribe so you catch the next one, and give both your buns a gentle nose rub from me.